And we're live.
All right.
Good stuff. So yeah, my name is Suresh Nay. I'm the host of nOg Irish Pubcast. It was an idea from Randy, the owner. We went to Atlanta, and on the way there, we went to this horror convention called Days of the Dead, and we went and saw. Gosh, it was. I only went up there because I wanted to meet Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
Dude, Corey Taylor.
Yep, so that was awesome. We went there another time to go watch the premiere of the new Candyman. And so we were like, what? Let's start a podcast here called nOg Irish Podcast, presents Pod with the Nog. So we've been doing this since last December. And the most high profile guest that we had was Buff Bagwell from WCW.
Oh, nice.
Yep, so I was an old wrestling fan. But yeah, so lately we call it Fun DMC. I love Run DMC. And so 386 is our area code. So that's what FUN is if you look at the numbers on the phone. So then DMC is Daytona Movie Club. And we just watch public domain movies and we discuss them. You don't like this to do one. I'll do it this way too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think this is a little bit easier.
Yeah, the mic are just way too high. But yeah, my name is Stephanie and you are?
My name's Chris.
Chris, nice to meet you, Chris. I want to make sure that you're in the. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good. And yeah, we just watched the original Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, what do you think?
Dude, that's like a lot more hilarious than the 1986 one. Like, my sister's been bugging me to see this a little bit. So, you know. Oh, sorry. This is like my first time doing this. So.
Good stuff.
But yeah,
Yeah, I dug it. It was just so rad. I love this one because like Roger Corman did it, and he's been making movies since the '60s, and he's been on that. What I love about him is like he spends so little on a movie, and he always makes a profit, and that's like everyone else sometimes loses money if they don't make it a blockbuster, and that's what I love about Roger Corman.
that's the nice thing is about having a lower budget is like you don't need to worry about so much about making the money back. So there's like a lot of pressure that isn't there. Again, like this is coming from like an outside perspective, but my thing about that movie is just like I don't know. It's like it's crazy because it's almost like a time capsule. You know what I mean? Because it's so old, you know. I mean, because it's in black and white and everything like that. It's like it's crazy how some things like don't change. You know, like you're trying to get the girl, or in this case, you know, Seymour.
Needs the food.
It's just that, like, there's a lot of things that crack me up where he's, like, promising Audrey the world, and then, like, Audrey's like, oh, yeah, we're going to go to the South Sea. It's like, dude, it's like, I love you, baby. You know, like, nothing's changed about that. It's like...
Indeed. I used to live out in Los Angeles, and I know exactly where Skid Row is, and I know where Beverly Hills is, and now Skid Row, like, the homeless population just pretty much, it looks a lot different from the 1960s movie, because that's all, you know, there's like Tent City, and it kind of like grew, like the homeless population, like Tent City reminds me of Seymour, like when they keep feeding it, there's nowhere else to go, but they're going to just spread all over, even like in the Beverly Hills area, and that pandemic really hit hard. I saw like YouTube videos, not to bring that down or nothing, but gosh, it kind of reminds me of like Seymour. Just the seeds were all spread out all over the city with like the homeless population.
Well, yeah, we're on the subject. It's like the whole West Coast, man. Because like San Diego for sure, and like Seattle, like right along, I think like Third Avenue.
I haven't been there since the '80s, to Tacoma, Seattle area.
Oh, nice, man.
Yep. But I know there's a Buffalo Mall there too, so I didn't get to see that. But yeah, but I don't think I'd ever live out there. It's just rainy all the time. It's like the America's version of England.
I mean, that's honestly, other than Daytona Beach, that's the only other place I live is like Washington State. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed my time, like, that I lived there. You know, there's, like, I mean, it's weird. There's a lot of different people out there over in that spot. There's, like, a lot of things happening, like, artistically. It's, like, amazing. Like, you know, especially, like, I think, like, nerd culture, I guess, like, as a whole. Like, you know, anything that wasn't in vogue is like cool over there, and I really like that about that.
Two of my favorite bands came from there: Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. So yeah, I saw these guys in Jacksonville, and I saw these guys in Los Angeles. Like they did 3 nights at the Wiltern, and back to back sold out. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And it was like they didn't even have an opener or direct support. They were just Soundgarden by themselves, playing a lot of their music for 3 hours. Same for Pearl Jam too. I don't know how they do it, but they did it.
Yeah, 3 hour set with like no intermission, nothing. You're just like constantly going through songs. It's just like something I feel you can only do when you're drunk.
Indeed.
Like,
speaking of bands that did that, another time was Primus, and we were talking about them earlier. And during their intermissions, they played old Popeye cartoons at the Wiltern. It was awesome.
dude, Popeye cartoons.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff. And it's still slapstick. I watched the recent one with Robin Williams because it used to be free with ads on YouTube too. And I'm like, oh, this is a good one. And I got to see. I couldn't believe how young Jack Nicholson was in Little Shop of Horrors. I didn't even recognize him as the guy that worked at the funeral home. My buddy Scott Hooker works at a funeral home, and he looks just like someone that would look like someone that would be working in the funeral home. Yeah. He's hilarious too. He plays songs. Yeah. As compared to the one in the '80s, I like that one too because I just know them as Gina and Pam from the show Martin, and they were singing the whole time, like every once in a while, with Rick Moranis.
I honestly never even heard of the show Martin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
No.
wow.
I'm like, for the record, I am uncultured. So
Indeed.
you know.
For sure. Martin is named after Martin Lawrence, and it was just like the coolest sitcom on Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like they had Shanae and Dragonfly Jones.
I know who you're talking about now. Sorry, I thought you were talking about like earlier or something like that. I was like some obscure. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, indeed. Yeah, they were just singing along every once in a while and Seymour. I don't know. It was awesome. Have you and we also talk about like the like what we watched recently too, or what we're reading and all that good stuff. Have you seen any movies as of late or shows that you want to talk about, Chris?
Movies and shows. Well, actually, me and my girlfriend have been watching like Lock and Key,
Oh, for sure.
like the new season, and it is completely ridiculous. Like, because like we're invested in the show obviously because we've been watching it for like it's season 3 now, and there's like there's like 20 something episodes now, but it just got, I don't know, it's like the writers kind of like gave up.
The comic books were great.
Yeah, but it's
the show. It usually
like, the
happens.
show
Now.
is so it's one of those things where almost it's like right at that threshold where like Killer Clowns or like Toxic Avenger, where it's like right there where it's almost so bad it's good.
Oh, I feel you on that one.
There's this part where this girl Eden, she's like the snobby bitch at the high school, yeah.
Yeah, you can
All right,
cuss.
all right, cool.
We're in Daytona. We can get away with a lot of things.
All right, I just didn't know, man.
Oh yeah, go for it. We talk about worse stuff on the podcast before.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, we're no holds barred. Just don't be like sexist or homophobic or racist or anything. But other than that, just go for it.
Nah, it's all about dumbassery, man. Like that's what this world is around, dude. I firmly believe in that. But so yeah, like there's this one scene where she's like this girl eating snobby bitch, all that. Nobody likes her to begin with. Then she gets possessed by a demon, and she's even more unlikable. All right, so it's like there's no reason to like this character at all. Um, and then she dies in the first episode of this last season. Spoiler alert, by the way, for anybody who's trying to watch Lock and Key. But yeah.
You can let it out. I won't judge you. I don't even watch the show. I don't have no streaming sites, so.
No, she dies at the beginning, right? Like she gets thrown down a well. And she looks like, Angus Young when he's doing his little guitar dance. Or like DRI, where he's.
Oh, the logo?
Yeah, where he's just like that. Frozen into a position like this. And then she's dead for the whole season. And everybody knows about it except for like the main characters. And then at the end, like towards the end of the season, or like the middle of the season, they find her and they bring her up. And then they like want to put on this funeral, but at the same time they're like ditching the body. Like it's like a mob style hit where you gotta get rid of the body real quickly. You see like Goodfellas and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they're just like they're trying to get rid of the body real quick, but they're like, we gotta get rid of this body, and then they stop and they're like they just start crying and saying Jimmy Eat World.
Do they sing the sweetness or the middle?
No, Here You Me, like the funeral song. Like, that's like.
Oh, that's as far as I got with Jimmy World. So I've seen them in concert, but I just don't know their song title. But I'll look up the song though.
I've actually never seen them I've never seen them live, but yeah, like. Then they cry, they sing the song, and then they lop her ass off a cliff, and she falls into the water, but she's still frozen in place, like that Angus Young DRI type of shit. And she just like goes like a fucking shuriken into the water. And it's ridiculous, dude. It's the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. I don't know.
Doesn't usually your body just bend instead of like frozen? I don't know how.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know because like there's a lot of magic involved with this show. I don't know if it's magic or rigor mortis, but either way, dude, it's just like the whole thing just becomes kind of like a comedy, but it's supposed to be played straight. That's like one of those things like watching Adam Sandler like try and act seriously, but then he gets like a little too wound up. And he sounds like Billy Madison.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I missed that movie, Billy Madison. O'Doyle rules.
O'Doyle rules.
Yes. Oh, goodness. Yep. And that penguin that appears in that movie. And Farley. I love that guy. Yeah, I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan, like especially like '90s Sandler, like when the Bad Boys of Saturday Night Live were happening with Farley and Spade and Chris Rock and Adam Sandler.
Dude, that was the best. Chris Farley too.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, can we elaborate more on this in a bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta go do that thing I told you about.
Oh yeah, indeed. Well, Chris has to go. with his lady and say hello. If you want, bring her by. I know she has to do some homework or something, or if you gotta go, you gotta go. Totally understand. But we had fun talking about the movies. I guess I'll fly solo until.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Oh, you will? Awesome.
Well, I'll be back at least.
Oh, fantastic.
It's like she's been bartending all night, so.
Ah, indeed. I'll keep this rolling until 1 a.m. So you'll be fine. Awesome, Chris. Drive safe. We will see you in a little bit. But speaking of Farley, I remember watching him with the Gap Girls, and and it was like, lay off me, I'm starving with the French fries because they thought she was on a diet. So that was pretty fun. And so that kept reminding me of Seymour when he was asking to feed him. Or yep. Hey James, how are you? Chris said he'll be back. Has Garrett arrived? Not yet. Oh, indeed. Garrett is our other sidekick, and he's part of the fun DMC, which is this logo behind us. I wanted to make sure that we were still live. And so, just a friendly reminder that this happens every last Monday of each month, except for October, because it's going to be Halloween night, and we're going to reserve that for their Halloween celebration. But don't worry, we're going to be here on October 27th instead. And in September, we are going to have the and you folks from the land be our guest. And they have taken charge of Squeaky Empire's International Film Festival. So we will be talking about that stuff and their films and all that good stuff coming up too. As for me, I just watched another movie called Climax. It was Gaspar Noé's other film. It's about dancers. Very bizarre. A couple dancers got locked up in a place, and someone spiked their punch with LSD. And boy, was that interesting. That was pretty scary and intense. Everyone just comes undone. And then I've been reading a book called The Scarlet Gospels as well, and it's about this is another installment of Pinhead Hellraiser series, and I'm like halfway through it. Good times, good times. So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to interact in the chat if you'd like, and I'll respond to you. There's dead air, and I apologize. I'm not really sorry. Good stuff, good stuff. But we're going to take an intermission in about 1 minute, and as soon as Chris comes back with his lady, we're going to continue this conversation, and stay tuned for that. And we're going to go for another hour or something when he gets back. And we will see you and your friends at Fun DMC Daytona Movie Club. Hey Chris, I'll wait till you get back and all that good stuff, and then we'll continue with the pod. Sounds good. Yep. So with Fun DMC, I'm trying to get the Daytona movie scene together, and oh, Chris is back. How do you do, pal?
Not much, man.
Indeed. What's the word?
The bird is word.
Bird is the word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. But yeah. Chris has an Iron Maiden shirt on.
Oh yeah, I love Iron Maiden.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm seeing them in Tampa in October.
Oh, they're coming?
Oh yeah. Actually, Nick McBrain owns a restaurant over in Coral Springs, like down by Fort Lauderdale, called Rock and Roll Ribs. That place like has legitimately good barbecue, first of all, which surprised the hell out of me.
Wow.
But also, if you're a Maiden fan, dude, that's like the Mecca.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Like,
good
they
stuff.
play there too, like on and out sometimes.
Yeah,
When they go
dude,
down.
I met Nico.
I've been there. I used to
dude.
go to down there.
Dude, I love that place, man. Like because they'll have like the merch tent outside, and then especially because if you ever notice like Maiden's tour schedule, they always start in Florida, and they start over at BB&T a lot of the times when they do their American leg, and it's because Nico's restaurant's like right down there. But dude, like meanwhile, man got to meet him, and then so we're like. We just want to go to the restaurant, and like there's like the place is mobbed because it's the day before Maiden show, and then there's like this big long line. It looks like it's going to the merch tent, right? Because like the restaurant's kind of like near a corner, and there's a back alley going this way, and then the merch tent's out here. So there's this line that goes up, and then like that, and we think it's like a merch tent. So we're just trying to get a table. We go to get a table. It's like 2 hours to get a table. It's like a ridiculous wait time. So we're like, we're not going to do that. Oh, well, whatever. It was still nice to like come here. And then somebody said, Nick was signing autographs in the back. And Nick was like, drummer for Maiden. Dude, we looked at each other. We're like, what the fuck?
You can cuss on here. It's fine. He
Sorry.
said, what? WTF?
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck? And then, yeah, we're like waiting in line, and the whole time we're waiting in line, it's like when Ralphie from A Christmas Story is like trying to figure out what he wants to ask Santa Claus.
Uh-huh.
Like, dude, that just kept like ringing in my fucking mind. It was just like, dude, it wasn't real.
Wow, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we go there, and then, you know, we're like trying to talk ourselves out of it because, like, you know, that's like, you know, dude, you're meeting a fucking legend. You're meeting somebody who you don't think actually exists in real life.
Indeed.
You know, somebody from Maiden or somebody from, like, you know, any type of those bands, dude. It's just like you think you're meeting an idea, and then you actually go, and you know, the whole time we're thinking, you know, oh well, you know, something's gonna happen. We're not gonna get to see him. We're not gonna get to see him. You know, you're trying to talk yourself down so you don't get disappointed, and then next thing you know, dude, there's like two people in front of you, and you see the drummer from Iron Maiden wearing Budweiser pajama pants and a white beater, sitting barefoot on his Jaguar, dude. It was like ridiculous.
Wow.
And he's just like a normal dude. He's just like, you know, and I think that, you know, when you've idealized somebody for so long, dude, it like really freaks you out when, you know, like they're like a normal person, which everybody is, but it's just like one of those things where, you know, and my father's response was, "Oh, can you sign my chest?" Because like my dad has like he has the Live After Death chest tattoo. Yeah, he's got the Eddie like tattooed on his chest. I got the Final Frontier on my arm, but you know, he's got Live After Death on his chest. So, dude, he looks like he's a grown man, dude. He's like, you know, he's a grown 40-something-year-old man who's ripping his shirt off, going, "Can you sign my chest?"
Oh man, that's awesome.
And dude, he's like, "Oh, no." And then he saw the tattoo, and he's like, "Oh, all right, Mike."
Awesome.
And now my dad's got Nichols' autograph tattooed in his chest.
Yeah. That's so rad. Fort Lauderdale's like, in the West Palm Beach. But I'm so bad with cities, right? On the West Coast.
Honestly, I'm kind of bad with Florida cities too,
Yeah.
which is embarrassing because like I'm from here.
Oh, yeah.
Are you from? Because you talked about Washington earlier.
Oh, I'm from Colorado. So,
Colorado.
yeah.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Yeah. For anybody watching, this is literally like our first time like actually like talking to each other.
Yep.
Too.
And I'm so glad that you made it for the screening of we only watch public domain movies if we can't get like the local filmmakers to show their trailers or their short films.
Really?
So I'm trying to get like our scene like just as up there with Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, like and everything. So I'm like, bring your trailers, short films, set up a table, sell your movies. It's like I just wanted to do it for them.
Also, check out the Beach Street shops like all together.
Oh,
You know, because if we're talking about homegrown, that is homegrown. My taste in metal, you know, obviously, I think anybody watching this is going to be like a metalhead or like some type of underground music. Yeah, like
yeah.
Atlantic Sounds. I mean, I used to go to shows there when I was a kid.
They have shows at Atlantic Sound?
Oh yeah, dude! Like back like 10 years ago.
Wow, why don't they do it anymore?
I don't know. It was like the last one. I think was in 2013. I don't know why they stopped. You know, it could have been like legal reasons or something like that. It's just kind of like one of those things like where it's like, oh, this is the last time we're gonna do this, and it's like all those show venues around here like kind of like got knocked out aside from like the Main Street scene, which is kind of like a different scene because it's like a biker scene.
Yeah.
You know, where it's more like nostalgic rather than like kind of like you're not gonna find new metal bands that are up and coming. I mean, you do, but it's kind of like few and far between. It's more like cover bands, everything like that. But like,
Oh, that's horrible. No offense to the tribute bands, to the cover bands, but we need originality here now. And
they're good, but because they are legitimately good, but also I've heard Man in the Box playing for 4 different bars.
oh,
You know, walking down. That's kind of a problem.
yep. No offense to Alice in Chains. I've seen them unplugged and in the electric shoe, and they were amazing. But
Playing that song's fun too.
yeah, and they are like William DeVos doing a great thing with has great vocals just like Lane Staley, but for a cover band, come on. I mean, like my festival, Fest, which is like the poster on the wall there, we have it here and in Colorado, and the one in Daytona is more comedy heavy, and we're doing our second year in October, and then in Colorado we just celebrated 9 years, and like it's mostly metal, like there's like Colorado metal, like so Southern Colorado metal, and you can't beat it. There's like punk, there's
You know who's my favorite Colorado metal band, by the way?
who's that?
Havoc.
Oh, nice.
Dude, that is like primo thrash metal.
Indeed. You'd love my festival in Colorado if you do go.
Dude.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure. I can't afford Havoc, but if I could, and that's why I only book with friends. Like, they play thrash and all that stuff. But I live streamed the entire festival for the music portion. The audio is horrible, but you'll see how wild it gets. It's fun.
See, that's all you really need though, like for a festival is like just like get a bunch of motherfuckers who like to fucking play.
Yeah.
Because like Atlantic Sounds, man, that might have been like kind of like a short-lived thing. You know, where they used to play shows like inside the venue, but it was like everybody knew, everybody went to high school with, everything like that. You know, at that time, and it was just like, dude, like there was energy there was momentum happening. All those things they say in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't watch the sequel though. I just watched the original.
the sequel's cool. Like, and it's alright, but it's like not as good as the original.
The original was good stuff. But yeah, I wish they did. Man, I didn't even know about Atlantic Sands. I tried to get them as my guest on the pod, but they're like it's too late, and like the main boss was like I just feel shy talking about it, so I'll try to get like a manager or something. But yeah, and plus like like the local newspaper got bought out by the big guys, and it's like local journalism is not happening either, and I'm like, oh, that bites. Like the only cool things about this city when it comes to like that kind of stuff is like um, they're both radio stations, I guess.
Yeah, the Hog, and then what's the other one?
Rock of Daytona.
Rock of Daytona.
Yep. And like yep. And like ever since they moved Welcome to Rockwell here, which is awesome. Like they only let the radio stations interview them because they have more reach. So it's like well, I just have a live stream, but that's all I can do.
At the same time, man, but yeah, something right here, right? So, like going in, just like going like these are the bands I want to see. That's all you got to do, because that's all anybody wants to see is what they want to see, but they can't see. Like that makes a difference between like a live stream and obviously it's different like seeing things in real life, but
Yeah, indeed. So I guess I haven't covered Rockwell since they moved from Jacksonville and the pandemic hit, and so I haven't covered them for like 5 years.
I think wholeheartedly it has a better future here than it ever would have had in Jacksonville.
Big time.
And if you look at the population trends on Wikipedia, I know that's not the most reliable source, but for this type of shit, it is. 160,000 people, Metallica 2 days. Say what you want about Metallica, it's still Metallica.
Yep.
Cypress Hill too. Like if this Rockville that happened didn't get rained out for most of it, because me and my girlfriend actually bought 4-day passes, 4 VIP passes.
Oh, how much that put you back?
Still wasn't bad. It's just like I feel like the side stages were like the main stages because everything on the main stage, like I didn't get to see Rise Against. I wanted to see Rise Against, Guns N' Roses, Korn, like Foo Fighters dropped out obviously because of Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rock in peace, man. He ain't resting in peace.
Indeed. My buddy, he was a drummer. His name's Joe. He passed away today or yesterday, and so he would play my festival, and so like when that hit, I was like, good lord, don't mean to bring this down, but he was a drummer too. But he was in a band called two bands, the Assault Shakers and MD, and MD stood for Muff Divers. So, and his other band that I saw that performed at my festival was Panoramic Banana Hammock. It was awesome.
Panoramic Banana Hammock.
Yep. Good stuff.
It's a fucking awesome band name, though.
Yeah, I agree. And we're so DIY underground that it was literally at my friend's house in the basement in front of the chimney. And we just took over his basement for a couple, like for the comedy and everything. It was great. That's how my festival was run. But now we have like 2 homes now. One's at the Grindhouse Cafe. They're always supportive. And then now we're gonna do like they end at 8 o'clock. And so we're gonna do another half per night at a place called the Bomb Shelter, CR23 Bomb Shelter.
Okay.
And it's literally a bomb shelter. Like there's a ramp where musicians can like push their instruments and amps down.
So it's like I'm thinking like when Spinal Tap, like when they're playing in the Air Force hangar, he's like getting interference while he's doing that shit. Like that's the only thing I think of every time anybody thinks like something like a bomb shelter.
Indeed. So it's pretty much gonna be that, probably. It's gonna be fun. It's a new venue in the county, and so the owner talked to me and he was like, "Yeah, since this place closed at 8, let's continue this party from 9 to 11."
Dude, that is metal as fuck.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. And then there's gonna be camping on site camping, so it's gonna be like Rockville. We're debating on either charging for camping for like $25 or something, which is great. It'll cover.
Don't charge for like any of the fucking amenities or anything like that.
I won't.
You know,
That's
like
ridiculous.
whatever you gotta do to make your money back, like, you know, do it. But like, if you're trying to grow something into something bigger, again, this is coming from somebody who has no experience doing anything, you know.
But input is fantastic because it's like I am all for it, and I'm like, if I can do anything to make my festivals like amazing for both the fans and the artists, and make it run smooth, then so be it. And because like like not trying to find amenities, like the basic necessities.
like $5 for like a campsite would be like, dude, I'd be like, okay, I'd do that.
Cool. I think I'll do that then. Well, I'll talk to the owner of the bomb shelter and see what he charges.
You know, if you're at a big festival, right? You know, what would be the minimum, I guess, you'd charge?
Me? Well,
or that you pay?
oh, for all that stuff?
Yeah.
I went to Coachella once, and it was like 2012. I think it was like $50, I think. I don't know. But it was like, parking. I gotta look at that thing. Because my boss, my manager, he goes, I can't make it to Coachella. Do you want my ticket? I'll sell it to you for $500. I'm like, fine. It was the year of Radiohead, the Black Keys, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and the Tupac hologram. I was like, I can't beat that. Why not? Let's go.
Yeah, you physically cannot be a hologram.
Nope. Especially of Tupac. So that was great. But I was there for the first weekend. And then, since going to all those festivals like Rock the Bells and Paid Dunes and Sunset Strip Music Festival, Coachella, just mine was accidental. I didn't mean to do that. I just said, I'm moving to Florida. I just do 3 comics, 3 bands, tag one member of each band that covered us in Pueblo. And they all responded, we all went in on this. Like, how do I pay you? They're like, you already did enough for us by writing an article for us and taking pictures. Just do it again, and we'll call it even. So it was awesome. We took over at 3 venues, different genres of music. But now what I learned was a couple of my buddies, they're in different bands, or they're the same drummer, but for 2 different bands. So what I do is I make sure that they play back to back. They have like a half-hour break to rest their forearms and their legs, and then they continue with the other band, and they pack up and go, and then the next band sets up. So it doesn't take forever to tear up and tear down. So it works out. So if you do come to the festival, October 5th through the 9th here at the nOg, free to get in, enjoy free comedy, enjoy free music. It's awesome.
I love comedy. First of all,
Fantastic. You'll see the best of the best here.
I might have a submission, like, because I got a couple friends over in Jacksonville, people who I've known since Washington, who go to Jacksonville to do stand-up comedy now.
Really good hearing friends. I might know them. It might be a small world after all.
Shit, what's that? My buddy Lee. What's that place over? It's like by like the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. You got that bar. You got like a couple different places over there. It's like a club and a bar, and they're all on a block. But it's like after you reach the end of that block, it's like there's nothing but like open field and then parking.
Oh, there's gators, or tailgaters.
I think it might be tailgaters.
I remember going there for like Man's World Tour and stuff. but I can't remember. I've been there.
Dude.
But
Warped Tour.
yeah, that was fun. I remember my buddy Coach Adils. He's a Jewish rapper, and he was on the bill for the one in Jacksonville, and he got me in for free. And I just had to bring my camera in, and he took me to the tour bus area and had me interview all his friends. It was like the coolest thing ever.
Dude.
Yeah.
I met Miss May, I think, one time.
Awesome. Some of these folks actually go to like these horror conventions, like Spooky Empire and stuff. Like I met Corey Taylor at Spooky too, and
Oh, you were talking about that before this whole thing went on air, dude. How was meeting Corey Taylor, by the way?
oh, he's such a nice dude.
That's like, that's fucking royalty right there.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like I dressed up as my Wu-Tang superhero alter ego, and like headed to Wu-Tang, and like I go, hey Corey, like I tried to ask him about Papa Roach and going on tour with him, and I asked him like what his favorite Wu-Tang songs were, and he just like listed a bunch of them, and he just said I wasn't nothing to fuck with. It was awesome. Like first thing out of like one of the first things out of his mouth, like 15 seconds in, and I put it as part of my comedy special, and then I saw him on Instagram talking about like he's starting the Taylor Foundation, where he's raising funds for like people with PTSD and for first responders and so forth. And so my buddy, he's a firefighter, and he like the lead singer of one of the bands beneath the floorboards that performed at my festival in Colorado. And so what I did was I took like this picture that was like for the donation, it's like $5 is just a donation, and I just walked around and I said, hey, if you guys want, I told him we're raising funds for the firefighters in Pueblo. Diego is the lead singer. Put as much money into this thing, and we'll give the firefighters this money. And so that's what we did on behalf of the Taylor Foundation. And I was like, we talked about it when he was at Spookalla in Ocala. And I'm like, I want to be one of your foot soldiers, one of your street teams, and I want to help you raise funds for like the locals. So this year, my buddy, he's like one of the podcasters for Average Joe Movie Show. So what we're gonna do is I'll take one of the days that I make money from, and I'm gonna give it to him and give it to the EMTs in town. So because they've seen a lot, especially in Daytona and Pueblo, they keep them busy.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta be able to do that type of shit, especially for the amount of money that they're getting.
Yeah. Yep. I can only imagine. I mean, a lot of us go through PTSD and stuff, and in our own ways, but they have to see it like 16 hours a day, every day, on call sometimes. So it's like whatever we can do to help them.
It's rough.
Yep. I'm glad Corey took the initiative to cause like, this for us, to like inspire us to raise money wherever we can. I told him I didn't want to count the money. You can put it all in your pocket and give it to the fire department once you get there, but I don't want to know how much was in there. Keep that between you and the Lord and the fire department.
Dark humor and healthy relationships help a lot too.
Oh yeah, big time. But yeah, you gotta. Some of the comics from Jacksonville are gonna come down to perform here. Orlando comics, Melbourne, everywhere in between. So you're gonna see like the best of the best, like Northeast and Central Florida. Just people that I've seen in live that are just killers, and so they kill like Eileen Warno, so it's fantastic on stage. But I enjoy their company too. You're gonna love them. I'm like, and Florida, they have festivals. Like South Florida has a festival for comedy, but you have to be clean. And
see, that's not in my distinct opinion as a consumer.
Mhm.
No, there's no such thing as a clean comic. A clean comic can navigate, because it's weird, like, because when you have a really good clean comic, because I think like Norm Macdonald is a very good clean comic, not because he was a clean comic, but because he had all those dirty innuendos, everything, like, it's like navigating a minefield.
I agree.
And it's not because he wanted to, it's just like, because, like, he was doing, like, old farmers' jokes and everything like that. But, yeah, dude, like, no, there shouldn't be anything like that with comedy.
I mean, you say you gotta be good, and that's why like I will never be on TV because like my nickname is the cleanest, dirtiest comic in Daytona Beach, and now Jacksonville. And they gave like my buddy Kevin Tibbert, he's like one of the punt commissioners here at the nOg, and he goes, "You ever notice that you say really dirty, naughty things, but you don't say any curse words?" I'm like, "Nope." So I don't know how I do it. I just do it. So, like you said, it's like navigating through a minefield, and so that's my. I found my voice like 5 years in, maybe 3 years in. So if you come back Wednesday, we have the mic, and it's like from 10 to sign up is at 10. Show starts around 10:45 to 1 a.m. and we just have fun. I'm the DJ and the photographer here.
Dude, legitimately, like, the fact that, like, you put up movies here to begin with, dude, like, I was sitting right there in that seat, and I was looking up this dude, like, all my troubles with the world, I fucking forgot.
Really? That's awesome.
So what you're doing is real. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Indeed.
I think you might have just opened something up for me too, man.
Really? What do you got planned? If you don't want to share, it's totally fine.
Well, I'd like to do this again, like more prepared next time, because like this is kind of like I'm just throwing shit against the wall, because like I've never really done this before, everything like that. But at the same time, I want to do this again. Man. This is fun.
Yeah, I agree. Come back every last Monday except for the one in October. We're going to change that to the 27th instead. We're going to have the folks that are doing Andrew Films in the land. They're going to be our guests.
Oh, do you have a Facebook or anything like that? Like, where are you going live at anyway?
I was going straight to my YouTube channel. So it's I use StreamYard for it. And so it's pretty awesome. And so it goes straight to my YouTube channel. People can interact here and everything like that. So.
That's my eye socket. Shit, dude.
So it's pretty rad. So yeah, Corey Taylor's on the back of my laptop right there. And we were just talking about him earlier, so that was pretty awesome. But yeah, and so that's how I do it. My festival posters are on the bottom. Yeah, the last laugh. So we do this. We're not gonna do it on Halloween night because they have something planned on it. But yeah, we try to do this until the last December of 2023, and then we're gonna take a hiatus, and then we're gonna be back because they're gonna shut down and remodel, and so it's gonna be looking different in here. So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
All right, man. Yeah.
Oh, Chris, nice to meet you. Where can they find you online and on social media?
Chris Lexa, and it's spelled exactly as it sounds.
Awesome. I'll add you if you like. Then you can add me.
Oh, absolutely, yes. That's kind of what I was doing.
So yeah, you will definitely love comedy here. If you come back on Wednesday, they are the most awesome bunch of misfits here in town.
Dude.
Is it one word on this one?
LEC?
Oh, LEC.
Z. LECZ. Yo, are you on Instagram?
Yeah.
I actually don't have an Instagram.
Oh, for sure. I'll add you on Facebook instead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my Facebook is really boring because I just throw up like my photos from the nOg and other places and where I do stand up. I take photos for everyone for free. Sometimes they pay me, but and then on Instagram I just promote my shows. And on Twitter I am
Dude, you literally have like one of the most fucking primo battle jacks I've ever seen.
oh thanks dude.
Like without studs, like just like patches. Which that's really what it's all about. Like if you're a metalhead and you have like studs and everything, is you should like shame yourself because you should have more room for fucking patches.
Indeed, I just requested you.
Hell yeah, that is me right there.
Hell yeah. And we just got a mutual friend with just Peter. Shout out to Peter. He used to be a bartender at Lebowski's at Bel Air Lanes.
Oh, Bel Air Lanes.
Yep. We used to perform stand up there until the shooting happened.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I miss Bel Air Lanes too, man.
Yeah. Well, you know the story, like the shooting that happened, right? Like the parent shot their prostitutes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And they get shot into her buttocks and into another person. And so that's why they couldn't.
But yeah,
Awesome, Chris. Thanks for being here, dude. Be well.
dude, this has been a pleasure. This is weird, kind of like I said, dude. I want to do this again.
Absolutely.
Under better circumstances.
For sure.
So
We'll have one every month until December's. It'll be fun. I look
All
forward
right,
to
dude.
meeting you, Chris. Sweet shirt. Thanks for telling me about your I'm Rating story. I'm going to go see his restaurant.
dude, Rock and Roll Ribs is awesome. Like I said, Atlantic Sounds anywhere around here. If you're watching this, support Beat Street, support all those downtown shops.
Good stuff. Listen to what Chris said. And we're going to go to Rock and Roll Ribs if I go to.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
All right.
Well done. Be well. Take care, bud.
I will come back if you want me to. Just send me a message.
Fantastic. Good stuff. Come see us anytime.
Dude, my old lady lives right across the street. That's my
For sure. Tell her, be well, have fun with the reports, all that good stuff. Awesome, folks. Well, it gives me 45 minutes to shut this operation down for the podcast. And it has been fun with Fun DMC and with Chris as my guest. And we hope to see you next time. Be well, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time. Pod the Nog with the folks from Andrew Films. They're taking over Spooky Empire's International Horror Film Festival. Yep, so you'll see that next time. Be well, take care. Bye.